you're doing it.
Okay.
Hi.
We had to have a financial discussion before this, which always pleases us.
It
So
is not fun to talk about finances.
It's not. It's really not fun to talk about finances, but it is fun to be us in general.
Yes.
It's just, now what? Hold on.
What?
What am I looking at?
Okay. You want to get into it? You want to get into this?
I spotted it out of my eye, but now I'm actually looking hard. These are Crocs.
You guy, I
What is?
am coming in here to tell y'all that I am now a Croc girl.
I can't believe this, actually.
Look. Okay, I'm going to bring these up close to your
This might be my wow. No, I'm just kidding. Wrong day. JK.
Y'all look at these.
Okay, Kristen,
Okay.
the color could not be more you. The color could not be more you, and I do understand this.
It literally matches our curtain.
It's the most perfect shade. It is so you.
Okay. Here,
Let me see one of these.
I have been so excited to talk about this. So this past weekend, I became a Croc mom. Okay. My child, so Tinsley has had Crocs over the years. She says to me, Mom, I really want to one day go to a Croc store, like just where it's not like a rack room with Crocs. It's the Croc store. And I said, is there one in Charlotte? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, is
So
there?
she looks it up. There's one up at the premium outlets. Okay.
I'm always there. Why am I not remembering that there's a Croc store there?
You pass the Auntie Anne's pretzels and it's right there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I've never been in it.
Okay. Neither had I.
Okay.
So we had a soccer game that was in Pineville. And I was like, you know what? We can make this work.
Yeah.
So we go up there. I have every intention of just like letting her pick out maybe some new Crocs and some little, charms for the Crocs. Well, I get in there. Go figure. I find something to buy, really.
Well, of course, you found a way to accessorize.
Yeah.
You love accessories.
I love accessorizing.
So the fact that you can get all these different, and they're called what? Giblets, gimlets, giblets.
Giblets? There's not giblets. Gibbets.
Gibbets.
Gibbets. You were close.
I was all over it.
So we go in. I see this color, and it's like a deep rose. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, I do really love that.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm looking at those. Then I start looking at the gibbets, and I'm going, wait a minute. This is fabulous. They're gold. There are jewels.
Yes.
They are three-dimensional.
Pearls.
Some of them are fuzzy. Some of them have pearls.
Are you really into chess? I know Tristan is.
Okay, so what I did, because I am demure and cutesy,
yeah, obviously.
is I said, I'm going to pick gems that represent me, represent the people I love, my life.
Yes.
And so for each of my family members, I have something on there that reminds me of them. So yes, for Tristan, it is the chess piece. For Matt, it is Snorlax because we all call him Snorlax.
Who is Snorlax?
That's Snorlax. He's a Pokemon.
Okay, I did not know that.
We have the soccer ball, of course.
course.
Tinsley got the matching one to this. She got the sun, and so I got the moon.
Okay.
Lachlan is the treasure chest because he loves treasure boxes.
Well, he loves just to hold and collect things.
Correct. I got a hat because I wear hats all the time.
Oh, that's the treasure chest. I'm seeing it now. It's
Yeah.
upside down. That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got a gold hat, but you didn't stop there.
Oh,
you
no.
said, I will keep going.
I said I will fit as many giblets.
How much did this one pair of shoes and all the giblets cost?
It was probably, so what they have is a buy 13. Buy 13, get 13.
Get one free.
Yeah. Buy 13, get 13 free.
Okay, that's a hell of a deal.
I thought so.
Yeah, of course.
That was a good deal. But I would say my shoes plus all of mine all together was probably around 100.
You have 16.
Yeah.
You have 16.
I got a couple extras.
Okay, we need to use that audio from the girl from Bridesmaids.
What did she say?
When she takes the puppies and she's like, I took 9 and I overcommitted. I took 9.
perfect.
But we need to do this with this and zoom in, and maybe we can get a whole new Croc loving batch of people to like our
Y'all,
podcast.
You guys,
Because it is a personality, right?
this is a personality.
Okay.
And I
you go.
just didn't realize how far the gibbets game had come. I guess because I had seen that now they have like Crocs boots and Crocs slippers. I knew all the different styles. Heels and flip-flops and bags. I had seen all of that. But I didn't know the extent of all these little charms.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
some of these are not little. I mean, this is...
Guess what?
What?
You want to see Croc charms on steroids? Y'all go on Etsy.
Oh, because the shops are making these.
Anything you can think of, they've got it on Etsy.
Have you already ordered a custom one off Etsy?
I have not ordered any, but it got me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if you and I had custom Crocs,
what
would our charms be? And I definitely need like a little Blackstone grill.
Okay, you definitely need a Blackstone.
I need a little Blackstone grill charm, and I can't find one.
And I probably need a chamber pot.
A salad spinner.
I need a salad spinner, a chamber pot. I need a shot, a syringe.
You need a syringe.
I need a
Oh my
syringe.
gosh! If you had a little
Although y'all, it's been like 4 months. Like
I know, but still,
I mean, I've got to have it on there. It's the reason why my feet can fit in here.
Well, it's true. Oh my gosh!
Actually, Crocs are kind of made for the wider, right?
It's a wider.
It's generous. It's a generous girth.
Birth. I was going to say birth
Birth or girth.
Birth or girth.
Back to Pink Pony Doug. Anyway.
No, but I do. Do you feel like you still run into people who are like, you've lost weight? So,
yes.
So this is what I'm saying. Your Crocs
Yes.
should speak to
Tell the story.
They tell everyone has a story.
That's
It
exactly what I
should
was
speak
gonna
to. It's a conversation starter. So if someone sees my chess piece, they say, "Oh, well, do you play?" I say, "No, but my son does, and he's
Yes.
really good." Blah 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 blah.
Is this not getting caught on anything?
No, because what am I even jamming into?
I don't know. I just feel like it would get caught on something.
It doesn't. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
So I want us to really think about.
Should we make custom? Well, yours is already done. I
Yes.
need to make custom.
But I do feel that there are some.
I can't believe you don't have a single animal.
I know. Well, I have this bunny.
But not a kitty.
I know they did
We're the
have.
pod cats.
They did have one cat thing, but it said cat mom. At that point, I didn't know if I would be a cat mom.
Okay, true.
But right now, I might be a cat mom.
Okay.
So let me update the podcast.
Update the podcasts, but before you say it, I'm just looking at this, which has never dawned on me. But since we're saying cats, that like KT is kitten. Cat, but like cat country here in Charlotte.
It is.
It's KAT.
Yes.
Cat country. But I'm just thinking, I've never really put two and two together. Like obviously we have ats and we have pod cats and like we have all of our cat related things. But KT is kitty.
Kitty. I am Kitty. And you're
Kitty. And we're still talking about the animals. Okay, get your minds out of the gutter, you nasty people.
You are and I am Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The $100 I spent was
Just
worth
got
that.
us there. Just got us there.
It was
Let us there.
Worth that alone.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's the deal.
So what's the update on the key cat?
If you're on our Instagram, you've seen that I've been saying, hey, a stray found its way.
Hey, a stray found its way into
my life.
Mm-hmm.
They call this the cat distribution system.
Yes, they do.
Okay. And I've always been interested in this system. It had never happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wondered if it would. As y'all know, Cotton had passed away earlier this year. And I was just kind of in a place of like, let's cool it on the animals. I've got the 7 other critters. Mm-hmm. They do take up a lot of time and energy and effort.
Yes.
And of course, I eventually want another cat. But
that comes down to you.
It comes
Ultimately,
down,
y'all know it's the
moms
taking care of the animals.
It is. And so I just was like, I'm not ready. Of course, I want a cat. I want a lap cat. And in my mind, I said, I will go adopt an older cat. We're going to do a 6 to 7-year-old cat.
Perfect.
One that's being looked over.
Yep. Trained.
One that's trained and literally is just tired at this point in their life. And so they just want to lay around. That's
all you want.
That's all I want.
I know.
I just want a lap cat.
Yeah.
So that was kind of what I had my eye on. Well, we're driving through ConWAY. We're coming home from the beach.
ConWAY found its way into. But we said.
What did I say?
A kitty?
No.
A stray
found its way.
But there was a third one.
There was
on the highway?
On the highway one day in ConWAY.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. And the kitty has found you and you've fallen in love.
I know. I think so. I originally was like, okay, we will scoop this cat up. I'm going to treat it. I'm going to get rid of the fleas. We're going to do the dewormer. We're going to get this kitty up to speed. I'm going to take it to the vet. I'm going to make sure it's okay. What do I need to be feeding it? We're going to get it just all souped up so that it's ready to hand over to a family that
adopt it out to a loving family.
That wants a kitten.
Yeah.
But It's been about a week. It's been exactly a week. And the kitten is still here. The kitten has looked deep into my eyes.
Yes,
and
the Milky Way eyes.
I have seen the galaxy.
You have. You've seen its galaxy.
And I'll tell you, this cat really does look into your eyes.
I love that
deep,
so much.
deep down.
Yes,
and it's a look of like trust and need.
You know that.
And love.
Yes.
Oh my! And all of us see it. I mean, literally, even Lachlan is like, "Wow, she really stares into you." You know, I mean,
she loves you.
I know, and so. Literally, you guys, this morning,
yeah,
Matt, I looked at Matt and I said, "What are we doing?" And he said, "We have to keep her."
Okay. And if Matt says it, then it's
Bible.
True. It's true. Let him lead this household.
I'm going to let him lead.
Let him lead this household in this decision selfishly because I want you to have this cat.
LHL, let him lead.
Yeah.
We do keep saying she and her. We are using those pronouns here on this podcast
because this specific breed of cat. 1 out of 3,000?
1 out of 3,000 is male. If it's a tortoise shell, it's a genetic mutation that can cause it to become a male. It's an XXY, not even just an XY.
No.
Okay.
But think of that, you guys. Think of how many tortoise kitties we see. That is those are being produced by so few males.
I know.
That's why it's so important to get your cats fixed.
I know.
Because we have this totally lopsided gender thing happening.
Yes.
And I just can't believe that few amount, like when we're talking ratios, that tiny amount of males is able to procreate and still create this many females. It's crazy.
So we still don't know, is this a girl or a boy? I took it last week to the doctor. The vet took a good look and she said, honestly, I can't say either way. It's 50-50 right now. We won't know.
It's kind of like she felt up to see if they hadn't distended yet or extended. They are distended, so they need to descend.
The balls need to descend.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Joshua, where just the one. What? But it wasn't even that. It just was. There was none. It was just one.
Just one.
And they felt around and they tried to see.
And there was nothing.
No, just the one.
We are waiting. I know you guys will be on the edge of your seat to find out if my stray cat from ConWAY that was riddled with fleas, is a boy or a girl. I will let y'all know. Maybe by next time we record, I'll find out.
But it's definitely whether it's a boy or a girl. It's 100% a Timmerman, is what I'm hearing. Yes, I think so.
Gosh. What I said to Miranda, you guys,
and this makes sense.
Is the Christmas trees. The Christmas trees.
She's worried about the Christmas trees because
I put up a lot in this house.
You do, and you don't want to have a kitten up there bringing them down, destroying them, all your ornaments breaking. Yeah. I totally get that. My 2 boys could not care less. They have not figured out that they could climb up this thing.
So even as little kittens, they weren't interested?
No, they never, ever figured it out. All they wanted to do was sleep underneath
it. Because they like the warm glow of the light.
They love the warm glow of the light. They like a little nookie kind of area. So, you put the tree skirt down, the branches are hanging low, everything's down there. They love it. The whole time, the whole Christmas season while the tree is out, they are most likely there.
It's so sweet.
It's so sweet. And they sleep under there together, of course.
So I need to give this kitty a chance. I will say in every other way, she's great. Immediately used the litter box, loves her food, loves to nap, likes to sleep, goes in her little basket to sleep. Like she truly is great. And I'm like, okay, if this is just the universe saying, here's your next cat, then okay.
Okay.
So
can we pause?
Pause.
Yeah. Can we pause?
Okay, YouTube. We look a little different. And
just go with it.
Okay.
It'll make sense.
It'll all make sense in due time. Mm-hmm. Answer me these riddles 3. So that is my journey with the kitty cat.
And if you do, when you do, and now that you are keeping this kitty cat, have y'all even discussed names? Because you're just calling her baby.
I know. I'm like, hey, baby. Hey, little girl.
Yeah.
Again, assuming girl. But we have discussed names. I think we first are like, okay, are we for sure keeping? Mm-hmm. And what's the gender? I think that, we have to figure out, are you a boy or a girl?
Sure. So you're just waiting to see, kind of like people wait to name their children when they're born, even if they know the gender, but they're like, I want to see what this kid looks like.
Yes.
And sometimes it's very distinct and you're like, oh, you are totally a Lachlan.
That's right. And that's how we thought we had.
Or you're a Steve. I don't know.
Steve.
Steve. So excited to watch him on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my gosh.
He is going to kill it. And his partner, Riley, is so cute.
She's so cute.
But I'm also going for Alona Mar. I mean, she's in it.
Yes.
Love to cheer for her. Cannot wait. Who I do not want to cheer for is that Anna Delvey girl.
Oh, no. No. And doesn't she have the ankle monitor?
Yes. And they're all like very much focusing on this. Like, oh, and she has the ankle monitor and we'll just bedazzle it and la la la. And like, I understand that we talked about the penitentiary. Okay. And like we were kind of making light of the crimes and all the things.
No, but these people are actually in jail. Like, to me, that's the difference is
she went to it.
She did, but
she's out on house arrest.
She is. So somebody could say, okay, well, she did
served
her time.
But the fact of the matter is, like, these guys coming out of the penitentiary are looking for pen pals. She is looking for like stardom.
Yeah,
and
she wants the
trophy.
She wants the trophy
of the limited amount of people we can give a spot to.
Yeah,
this is who we're giving it to.
Yeah,
like I don't think that one of the Idaho penitentiary guys is going on Dancing with the Stars next season. Shut up. So don't come for us. But I just don't want to. She does nothing for me.
Yeah, I don't get it. I think people really got into that documentary.
I guess so.
Are you going to be watching the Mormon Wives documentary? Have you started?
I'm done.
No!
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
You are not done.
Oh, I'm done.
We haven't even started. Matt said he'll watch that one with me.
Oh, of course he will. And he needs to.
Okay.
He absolutely needs to. Because
excited.
the husbands are prominent. They're prominent in it, so at least he'll like have something to kind of chew on, you know?
I gave him like the premise of what this was all about, and like the backstory and all the things, and he was like, okay, yeah, I'll definitely watch that with you.
Yeah, it's...
so is the series good?
It's good. It kept my attention.
How many episodes was it?
8.
Okay.
8 on Hulu, and they're not just like 30-minuters. You know, we're into the 42-ish range. Definitely kept my interest. I'm still very kind of confused by they obviously had a quota of how many times they had to say MomTok, I guess, to, I don't know, satisfy advertisers or brand deals. I'm not sure.
So they just kept saying MomTok.
MomTok.
Should we give people the backstory real quick if they don't know what this is?
Yes, we can. But also, anytime I say MomTok, it sounds like Montauk. And then I think of all the rich people up in wherever that is.
Yeah, I think of Summer House. I think of
Summertalk. Yeah. Summer Talk. Summer House and Summer Talk and MomTok and TikTok and rocking around the clock and Christmas tree. So MomTok is what happened when the queen bee, Taylor. Frankie Paul is her name. Okay. She's a little itty bitty thing. Taylor Frankie Paul said, I want to start MomTok, and it's going to be a group of women who are kind of breaking that Mormon mold.
Yeah.
Where like, I am woman, hear me roar, and we're breaking the patriarchy and da-da-da-da. Okay. So there were a couple of girls who it seemed like were maybe at the beginning of it. One named Miranda, one named cannot remember. Anyway, that fell apart, and then
So they were all doing these TikToks together. These women would come on and together
they'd get together at a house, and they'd be like, "Let's just create a bunch of TikTok content."
And they would
do our dances,
do little dances together, make TikTok content, and this started to blow up. Not just in the Mormon community, but everywhere.
Just started to blow up everywhere. Yes, and it was kind of like trekking along. And then what happened is, and then they brought in some other girls, the Whitney Levitts of the world, and Michaela and all these other girls. So they brought them in, and then Taylor Frankie Paul went on a TikTok live randomly one day. I guess the news was about to break or had just broken that like, boom, 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 there are swingers in MomTok.
So the rumors were swirling that the MomTok moms were all swinging with each other's husbands. Okay,
Correct.
That's what was being kind of
and each other,
and
like
each
that
other.
They were swapping completely.
Yeah,
the wives were going to the husbands, and the husbands were going to the wives, and these were the rumors and the nastiness.
And so Taylor came out and was like, I'm just gonna spearhead and just be like, here's what's going on. I'm going to tell you my experience, and here's what's true.
And her experience was what she said on this live was like, No one was innocent in this situation. Now, not everyone was swinging. So if you were looking at MomTok and you were coming to the parties and you saw all this, not everyone who attended was swinging, but that there were a group of us who were swinging and none of us are innocent in it. And then she used the term soft swinging, which really confused people.
Yeah, did that mean like, oh, they're just making out?
They're doing everything but sex, and I don't know what we're allowed to say on here or not, except for her and one of the guys. And this is what broke the covenant, I would say. But like kind of the contract that they had going into it was we either all swap together in the same room and see everything everyone's doing or nothing. And Taylor and one of the guys went to a separate room.
And went all the way?
Went all the way. And then started texting each other outside of the group.
So they really started to have an affair.
She was like, I only slept with him one time all the way. But she said it was still breaking what we had originally agreed upon.
It's odd to me that they were all
in
the same room.
You could really end that sentence. It's odd to me.
It's odd to
because
me.
the whole thing is odd to me.
The whole thing is odd, but I think when you hear swinging, you kind of imagine people are going in a big house and everyone's kind of going off to their separate rooms and they're doing whatever they do. But you're saying, no, we're all just going to like pile into the living room.
That's what it seems
You're going to
like.
do some heavy petting over here. You might go down on this person over there. You guys are making out. To me, it's giving orgy. I'm sorry, but it is.
And that's kind of what she was saying is like, that's what it was supposed to be. And then I messed up. Me and I and this other guy messed up and we went
Too far.
to the side and we went all the way. And we did end up meeting out 2 times without our partners, but we didn't have sex again.
Okay.
But we met up 2 times without our partners and we were texting each other on the side. And so she's like, unfortunately, I caught feelings. Now, she never said we, so I don't think she felt like he caught them back.
Okay.
So then she kind of exposes all of this. And what the general consensus is from the larger group of these women who are on the show with her. So the women who are on the show with her, none of them were the swingers.
Right. They are not the swingers.
She was the only one.
Yes.
However, the women who were in the group were lumped into it because when she was like, none of us are innocent, what she meant is none of us who had agreed to all of this, not that no one is innocent in all of MomTok.
Right. Correct.
But see, like the Whitney Levitts of the world were like, people thought because I was on MomTok with Taylor, that I was also a swinger. All these other girls were like, no, but when you use that, when you said no one is innocent, no one understood what you meant. And so they thought all of MomTok was doing it together. I really can't stop saying MomTok. For someone who's never even been to Montauk, I really can't stop. And so they decide to shoot a show about it. Someone smart at Hulu was like, we've got to go film these Montauk girls.
I was like, it's genius. It's so smart for a TV show. This is such just juicy.
It's good.
Looking behind the not the mirror.
The veil.
The veil.
Pulling back the veil.
Pulling back the veil.
Pulling back the garments.
The garments. The Mormon garments.
The Mormon garments.
And looking and seeing what people are really doing.
And not all. Obviously, we're not lumping this.
Oh,
and
no,
we know plenty of Christians and Catholics and everybody's cheating and all the things like that.
To me, it's not about the religious part of it. It could be anybody. And I would still find this to be very fascinating.
Correct. However, boy, oh boy, do we have some Mormons in our midst who are none too pleased that we are even salivating over this. But y'all have to remember.
Who's upset about that?
It's just, I think that we have enough people, we reach enough people across different backgrounds, and they feel like that this show is portraying Mormons in such a bad light, and that these girls are riding the coattails of what is a very deeply personal spiritual religion to many people.
Yeah, sure.
And they are very devout in it and would never do anything like this. And they're like, we finally have this show that's all about us. Yeah. And this is the portrayal. And I understand that. But what y'all need to remember is then don't watch it.
Yeah.
And don't worry about people like us because we actually have discernment and common sense. And we can say, this is just a handful of people who happen to, some of them identify as Mormon. A lot of them don't even go to church or temple or have been excommunicated or whatever.
There are so many people that call themselves Christians who have done
Yes.
horrible things. So many people who are Catholics who have done horrible things. This is across the board.
We're not lumping everyone in.
No.
We understand how that can, of course, upset somebody.
I get that.
Here's the portrayal. It's kind of like when Sister Wives came out, and more people in the LDS faith, because that was a very specific sect of that still believed in polygamy. They're like, don't speak for us.
Yes.
And so I do think Mormons are just coming from a place of like, or if you're part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
If you're part of that, then you're like, so the slight representation we have on TV is Sister Wives, which a lot of us don't believe in polygamy, and now Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and we don't subscribe to swinging. And so I get that, but we're coming at it from a place of, this is just a reality show. Yeah. It's a reality show where we are getting a peek behind these people's lives. And if they never identified as Mormon, I wouldn't care.
It doesn't
I would be going, wait a minute, y'all all got together to make some TikToks and decided to swing with each other.
Yeah.
That alone, you could take the Mormon out. I would still find that shocking.
Absolutely. To me, when I hear the word MomTok, I'm just thinking moms. I'm thinking suburban moms. These are all pretty well-to-do people. They're all beautiful. That's what's fascinating about it. To me, these are not devout religious people. If you are swinging, that's, to me, it's not giving religious.
And that was only Taylor. So only Taylor's done that. She's on the show. Now all the rest of the supporting characters, none of them were part of the swinging scandal. I can't confidently say that none of them swing in general, but I don't think that they do. Some of them are married. Some of them are divorced. Some of them are needing to get divorced. And it's
okay.
Really
well, I'm excited.
It's really
to get
just
in.
following their lives. For us, we are not now going, this is how Mormons are. No, of course not. And we understand that there are going to be kind of bad apples in every single faith,
of course.
And for us, this is just a reality show talking about other people's lives, and we are getting a peek into it. You could remove the Mormon from it, and it wouldn't change for me whether I wanted to watch it or not.
Well, everybody's talking about it. People. If someone's coming for you or being sensitive about it, I just
This is a pop culture podcast too, you guys. Like we do talk about pop culture. We talk about what is popular in TV, in music. I mean, obviously, she's had a brat summer. My throat is still sore from Chapel Roan. So we're going to talk about things. It doesn't mean that, like, don't worry. Like, we're not judging you just because we're watching a show about Mormons if you identify as Mormon.
Well, I think this is like a broader conversation about things that are funny and meant to be funny. And I even, when we went and saw Giggly Squad, I thought about that, where it's like, nothing either of those girls are saying on stage is meant to be taken seriously.
Right.
They are poking fun at all sorts of things, sometimes themselves, sometimes, whoever out in these streets. Mm-hmm. And that's, we've said before, a little bit of what we do here. Everything is in jest. Yeah. Everything is funny. Y'all will know when we have an actual serious episode because we usually preface that, hey, we're going to talk about drinking and driving. We're going to talk about XYZ things. So
also, it's really hard to speak for hours every single week off the cuff.
Yeah.
And not have something come out that's like, maybe shouldn't have said it that way, or but you know what? That's part of it, and that's what makes us genuine. And very rarely are we clipping anything out.
No,
very rarely.
That's comedians like a couple years ago kind of came out and said we feel like we can't even do what we do anymore.
Let us be funny.
Everyone's offended by everything we say, and I do think it has kind of come back around. And I think
we're seeing the shift that people are like, okay, maybe I was, and it also comes back to like, you don't have to center yourself in every single thing.
Yeah.
Like every single joke doesn't have to be like, well, how can I make this about me?
How can I be outraged?
How can I make this about me? And in making it about me, am I mad, sad, or glad about it? Like it doesn't have to be that way. You can just hear it and then be like, and now it's gone.
That's it.
That's the beauty of my brain.
Now it's gone.
It's gone again. I can't really get that mad because I can't remember.
Okay, speaking of watching TV, tell me how Appalachian State did this weekend. Tell me how NC State did this weekend.
My teams couldn't
tell me
have
how
stepped harder.
The Carolina Panthers did. When I tell you, we got to the end, and I thought to think about you, and I looked at Matt, and we were like, all three of her teams sucked. Like, bad.
I finally posted about it last night. Like I had enough time to digest this weekend. It was like the amount of money, energy, and time we've spent to, root on our people and show up and do all the things. And yet we just really sucked it up. State got blown out by the Tennessee Volunteers. I'm going to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So it was at Panther Stadium.
It was.
Because it was the Mayo Classic, the Duke's Mayo Classic, which Duke's Mayo is the superior mayonnaise.
Absolutely.
We all know that.
Do not talk to us about Hellman's. Do
Please
not talk
don't.
to us about, what's the not Cool Whip.
I do like Miracle Whip, but I
Miracle
understand that is an unpopular opinion, and I am willing to take the daggers.
What do you like about Miracle Whip?
Oh, I like the little bit of sweetness that's in
You
it.
do?
But I only like it in certain ways. So Jerry would put Miracle Whip on like a honey ham sandwich. So ham that's already sweet. So it just kind of like boosted that flavor with a nice thick slice of cheddar cheese. Oh, it was just the salty and sweet together.
I don't know about that.
I know. And I get it. And for everyone who goes, this is not a mountain I'm even willing to die on. I do not need to defend it.
You have offended me with this information, and I am pissed.
I'm telling y'all, I don't even need to defend it. It's not even going to be worth my breath because I understand that we have different taste buds. I'm just saying when people go, I hate Miracle Whip, I get it.
Okay.
I just happen.
You just happen to like it. Okay.
Do I buy it? No.
Noted.
Do I buy it? No.
Okay, but if it's around,
If it's around, I'm like, yeah. If Jerry,
you're not going
to
to make it your whole personality to hate it.
God, no. I'm not going to make it my whole personality to hate it or love it. And I will with certain things do that, but I will not do it with Miracle Whip. I won't. Okay, it's no miracle here.
So we could get a little Croc Charm, little Miracle Whip for you.
We could, but I don't know if I'm sucking up a whole hole with that.
For mayonnaise?
Hole. Yeah. No.
I
It's
feel
not
like
my condiment of choice.
Okay, but what condiment giblet would you do?
I'm not someone who's obsessed. Like I know some people are like, I mean, I ate breakfast with Hannah yesterday and she put ketchup on everything.
Oh.
She's like, I eat ketchup on everything. I'm like, okay, good for you. I'm not like that.
We do love ranch.
I love ranch. I love Polynesian.
Yeah.
Could do Polynesian.
A
probably.
Polynesian packet.
I think I'm going to go Polynesian.
Okay, that would be really cute.
That's cute.
Okay.
Have they officially licensed with Chick-fil-A?
I don't think they have, but it doesn't matter because all the
Etsy.
the Etsy girls
Etsy's
are
got it.
making it.
Okay.
They're just like blowing past all the registered trademarks. They don't care.
They don't care. They'll just get shut down and start a new shop.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Okay, so back to our condiments.
Yes.
So we're at the Mayo Classic,
Yes.
and it is the Tennessee Volunteers versus NC State Wolfpack, and we get there very early.
Okay.
We kind of go through the fan fest. We do everything that we can do. We go and take our seats, and we just we were there so early. We were one of the first 2,000 people in the whole stadium.
What?
Because we got these like Duke's Mayo towels that they were handing out, and
fun.
later in the night they were like, "If you were one of the first 2,000 people, you got the towel. Stand up." And we were like, "Oh, okay." So we stand, and there were so few people. I guess it was only 2,000, so we were excited. Anyway, but we sat down in our seat. Obviously, before very many people were there, but as it started to fill out, we realized we were sitting in the Tennessee section. So half of the stadium was very red, half of the stadium was very orange, and then there were these tiny little, one-off people who were sitting in the wrong section.
How did you get these tickets?
Well, so Dana had two
Okay.
from Harris Teeter from Duke's.
Okay.
And so those were lower in our section. So we gave those to the girls. They wanted to sit together. So
Okay.
Bella and Lily were there. And then we just went online the same day, like hours beforehand.
Smart.
And looked in the same section. And there were some like
Okay.
20 rows up.
Oh, great.
So we could all be at least close to each other. And then we figured, well, we'll continue to watch it. And if no one sits here, the girls can move up or we'll move down.
Okay. But it was still in the Tennessee section.
Sure was.
And I know you didn't like that.
Sure didn't. And they didn't. More than me. Now, I'm, like I said, on
Were they like fussing at y'all?
Oh!
What?
You guys, I didn't talk about this on my story because I didn't want to deal with the DMs from the Tennessee people. But I have never met nastier fans in my life.
Even from when you went to the Atlanta Falcons game?
Worse than the Atlanta Falcons.
No way, because that's one of your stories, you and Jackie, when y'all went down.
That was so bad.
That was really bad.
This was
worse?
The way that they treated my children? Oh, boy.
Straight to jail, electric chair.
Straight to jail. So
What?
Again, the girls were sitting together and then we were like 20 rows up. At one point, we said to our girls, why don't y'all, but before that, so they, for the first 2 quarters, stayed in their seats.
Okay.
Then we realized by the end of ours that the ones next to us never were getting filled.
Okay.
So then they came up for the second half.
Okay.
But during those first 2 quarters, they said that every single time Tennessee would score, there would be the guy in front of them who would turn around and go, "Did you see that? Did you see that, Wolfpack girl? Huh? Did you see that?"
That is
like literally berating my children.
I am like in shock right now.
And we weren't there to sit next to them. And so Lily's like, the guy in front of me is like being really mean to me. I'm like, "Do you want dad to come down?" She's like, no, I don't want him to come down.
Right, because it might cause like a problem.
Josh was like, "I will go to jail tonight." Like,
right.
Probably. And so I'm like, okay, just try to ignore. Just try to ignore. She's like, "I'm trying to ignore." And that's why every time he turns around, if I'm not looking, he's like, "You're not paying attention, huh? You don't want to watch what's happening on the field because we're kicking your like." And then other
Who
people
says
around
that
them,
to young girls?
yes, it was just my 2 girls together.
What?
And then other people behind them were like, every single time that they would clap, there wasn't much to clap about. The Wolfpack didn't score many points.
They did not do well. Let them have a clap or two.
Wasn't much to clap about. Okay, we had to hear Rocky Tap 77,000 times. Like, if my girls finally did clap because we finally got a first down, they would go, "Boo, stop clapping, sit down, shut up." Like, just berating them.
I can't believe this.
And we were dealing with it as adults in our seats too.
Now, did y'all say anything back to people, or you just kept your mouth shut?
We did not say anything back. We kept our mouth shut because I was just like, it's not even worth it.
It's not worth it.
They're so drunk.
They're
like,
so
many of them
wasted.
were so wasted. They were young. We could tell that they were college students. The one girl next to us had fallen asleep. Like, she was just so wasted. But it was like standing up and like pointing at us. Like, "Did you see that? Did you see that, huh?" The guy behind us at one point said, this is so pathetic. NC State doesn't even know what real football looks like. We do, at least. This is real football. And they would like say it and be like, "This is real football. You guys don't know what that's like, but this is real football." And I'm like, shut up.
Okay, first of all, these are young people. Who is raising these people? Mm-hmm. If I found out that
your
my
children were in section 552,
I'm writing that down.
Around Rose, W, X, somewhere in that vicinity, just know that they were terrible to us. Not only that. So they were saying stuff like that to us, and we were like, "Hey, like, we're like literally the newest Wolfpack fans of all time. Like, you really don't need. It's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
My dad and dads didn't all go to NC State, and I was raised in the Wolfpack. It's like, calm down. Like, we have nothing to clap about. When we finally do get something, you gotta let us at least clap.
Yeah.
And instead, they'd be like, "Stop clapping."
Oh my gosh.
Then the girls finally walk up the second half to us. Bella and Lily are simply just walking up the stairs. Again, we're not with them. We're still in our seats. They're walking up the stairs. They're dressed in their red and black and white or whatever. One Tennessee person looks at Bella as she is walking up the stairs. He's sitting in his seat, and you're going to have to bleep me out. He goes, "F you."
Are you serious?
Straight to her face. Yes. You
saw this?
No, we didn't even see it.
She wasn't there yet.
She comes up shaking. She's like, "This guy just said F you, but he said the real F word, Mom, to me." And Josh was like, "Where is he?" She's like, "I'm not telling you."
Because she didn't want her dad to be arrested.
Correct.
I am
this is, what are we doing?
I'm horrified.
Like, these are children. Okay, I know Bella just turned 18, but she doesn't look like a grown up who you can just. And she's a woman, and you're a man, and she's done nothing to you except for walking in her.
But also,
her
Tennessee
shirt.
was winning the whole time.
You were already up by 30 at this point. Why are you trying to be such a jerk?
Like, that's what I'm not understanding. Is it's not even like there's no excuse for this behavior ever. I will say that. But also, it's not even like it's a tight game and it's going back and forth.
Everyone's being chippy back and forth. As fans.
And Bella and Lily are cheering really hard. Whenever, like, let them clap a little bit. You guys are up 30 points. Why are you screaming F you in a child's face?
They also weren't even, the game wasn't even going on. We were literally walking up. They were walking up at halftime. Nothing is happening. You literally just said F you to a child because she was wearing a state shirt.
So these were mostly students. Would you say this was like the student section?
No. So the student section was in a totally different spot.
Whoa. So these were just random fans.
I think it's just because it's cheaper seats. That's what college students could afford.
Okay.
But there were some older people too. I mean, the person who said F you to Bella, she said was not in college.
What is wrong with people?
I
don't like this. I don't like it at all.
It was so bad. And then, of course, and then the second you stand up to leave, after we're finally like, okay, the third quarter, they've gotten another touchdown.
Yeah.
They're up by 30, 40 points. You know, it's just time. We have stuff to do.
You felt like you had to do a walk of shame?
Well, I had to get home and start prepping for her birthday party, which was a brunch the next morning. I've done literally 0 things for it. So I'm like, I'm fine to go. If we're fine to go, let's all go. So of course you stand up and it's like, boo, yeah, because y'all can't handle watching getting your asses kicked by us. Boo, boo. I mean, they were talking crap about our band. They were talking crap about our dancers. They were talking crap about everybody, our football player, our coaches. They were talking crap every single second of the time. It was just hitting us from every single. I have never seen more poorly behaved fans ever.
Please know that for the rest of my life, I will cheer against this team. You can put it on my tombstone. I will cheer against this team for the rest of my life. Know that, because with this one mistake y'all have made, it will now become my mission. Every time you lose a game, I will post it to my stories. I will post it to our stories. I will shout it from the rooftops. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care what team you're playing. I will wear the opposite colors of you to make sure I'm cheering on the other team. And every time y'all lose, I'm going to make a real big deal of it. I'll start my own Twitter account.
And you can say, F you.
F you.
Just this like that dude did to my girl.
It is horrific.
Yeah.
I am stunned.
It was so bad. Y'all,
but honestly, you were smart not to put it on your stories because people would have been all over it.
Do you see like the anger that I have right now? I knew if I posted that to my stories that I would have had every Tennessee person, everybody who's ever lived in Tennessee, likes the color orange, loves the song Rocky Top, went to the school, their dad went to the school, they married into the school, like whatever it was. I just knew that I was going to get hit with it. And here's the thing. This is our podcast.
That's right.
Okay. So we can say whatever we want. And this is my truth. And Joshua said the exact same thing. I have never been treated like that at a game. Ever been treated like that at a game.
And think about it. This is a 40-something-year-old man who's been to many, 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 many games in his life.
Played many sports. And he was like, I've never dealt with the level of crap talking, especially because we're not even giving anything back.
Yeah.
Y'all, listen, I am a huge sports person.
You are.
I am a big-time Panthers fan. If I go to a Panthers game and it is against a rival and we are going, are we getting chippy maybe sometimes with people like, hey, sit down, I can't see, whatever. Like, I understand that. If I'm giving it, I understand that I'm going to have to get a little bit of it.
Like that's a good point for you to make because you're not. This is not you being sensitive to this because you are a huge sports girly. You go to plenty of games.
Yes,
you know the game of football.
Yes,
you've been there and done that kind of thing. So this isn't you just coming in like, oh my gosh, sports people are crazy. Like no, you know the deal.
I will be in the pits with people. I will be going toe to toe. But that wasn't the case.
This was just like cruel and strange.
It was cruel and strange, and it was being mean to my kids. Don't talk to my kids like that. Don't berate them like that. And so it was kind of like, do you want us to go say something? Do you not? And they were just like, no, don't do that. Like, don't go say anything. Don't make a big scene. But they couldn't believe it. You could tell it just sucks because it was supposed to be like a fun family outing.
I know.
And like ultimately we still walked away. We got in the car and it was just like, well, that was an experience. And that's just what we had to take away from it. It was an experience. It was fun to all go together, to all be in our NC State gear because I think we had all gotten something new for it. So that felt fun. And we got the logos, spray painted on us or airbrushed on us, and we did the fan fest. And so there was so much fun. And I'm so grateful that Dana was able to get us 2 tickets. And so we only had to spend at least a couple hundred to be paraded by Tennessee fans. And I know that there are going to be perfectly nice Tennessee volunteer people who are out there who are listening and everything, and you would just be ashamed.
I'll be cheering against you for the rest of my life.
Yeah, know that Kristen's pissed. Their band is fantastic. I will say, Tennessee, your band is top notch.
No, they're not. They're terrible, and they will never touch Florida State's band. So sorry.
I don't know.
No, I literally hate y'all so much. Like it's over for you. It's over for me. I'm sorry if you're a podcat and you went there. Like you're just gonna have to let it go because I'm never letting it go. It's like we're having a virtual handshake. Actually, that's what I'm gonna say to you right now. We're shaking hands. I'm never letting go. My anger against this team will persist.
Just hold your hand up.
Here I am. This is me the rest of the episode shaking your hand. And so I know many of you are sweet and wonderful girlies and you have great families and all of that. But I'm never letting go of this. So don't try to convince me. Don't try to change my mind. What you can do is take your good energy and send it out into the Tennessee world and get your fans acting correct because it's inappropriate and I will never get over this.
Say, be better.
Done.
Yep, done.
I'm so mad.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Y'all never cross Kristen. Do not get on her bad side.
I
Never.
Ever. And I thought you would never top that Atlanta Falcons story. And we will tell that one day, but just know that was ratchet.
That was.
You actually got a little y'all ran out of there.
Yeah, we did run out of there. But again, that's like adults.
It was adults.
This is professional
that's
sports.
True. It was adults.
This is the NFL.
Yeah.
We were sold duplicate tickets, so we were in someone's seats. And so I understand the anger and everything. And we're rivals and whatever. But is Tennessee NC State's biggest rival?
No, I don't know what that's about.
Some deep-seated college rivalry I've never heard of. It just shouldn't have been that deep. It should not have been so hate-filled, especially towards people who were not even doing a single thing. There was nothing to cheer for. So we can't possibly be annoying you. We can't possibly be doing anything. Oh, and then another thing.
Tell me.
Then at some point in the third quarter, again, we're getting blown away. The guy behind us goes, I would still try to target their quarterback, try to take his head off, ruin his career.
That is so dark-sided.
What?
That's going to come back to that person.
Why are you?
No, that's going to come back around.
Saying that. Yeah. What are you? We are talking about a college-age person. Yes, I understand that he's I don't know, a fifth year or something. But you don't say that about anyone. Period.
No.
Just to be like, oh man, I guess somebody did kind of a hard tackle. And he was like, he should have actually gone for the head. He should have totally gone for targeting and just ruined that kid for the rest of his life. I'm like,
it's just evil.
What are you? Who are you? It was so wild. I've never, ever, 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 ever been a part of something like this.
The things that people write on the internet and they think I'll just write it on the internet and it doesn't matter. And it's almost like people got in this stadium and they thought, anything I do or say will just kind of float out into the atmosphere and it doesn't really matter. Because I'm thinking of if you were to play this back for these people days later, here's all the things you said. I would hope they would feel shame.
I would
But
too.
maybe not. If something so evil is coming across your lips, what's in the heart is what comes across the lips.
That's true.
So that's how you really feel. That's going to come back to that man. That's going to come back around.
It was crazy. We all walked out of there
never again.
I can't believe what we just sat through. I can't believe what we were subjected to. And again, in two totally different areas. The girls were down low. We were up higher. It's coming from left, from right, from front to back and everything. Walking up the stairs, just trying to walk. It was crazy. And then of course, the walk of shame and we're going down and down the ramps. At least luckily it was mostly NC State people because we all abandoned the game at that point. But there were even still Tennessee people because they're we're going to win.
Yeah.
So some of them were leaving to beat the rush. And even there was stuff going back and forth between people then. And I'm just hey, let it go. Let it go. You're winning. Let it go. You don't have to say anything else. But to be on the ramp and be oh, all these loser Wolfpack people have no walk out. It's you're winning. We are walking silently. Just let us have our walk of shame and be done.
Let me tell you
what is this?
Real mad listening to this.
Yeah.
Is Pam.
Oh, Pam.
My mother, well, number one, because we are a Wolfpack family.
That's right.
But also, Pam doesn't deal with stuff like this. No. So, Tennessee, you will be added to her prayer list. She will be praying for your demise. We know how that goes. Y'all saw what happened to P. Diddy and others I can't even mention here.
So many.
There are others I can't even mention here. So, Pam, I know you're listening to this. Just add Tennessee. Thank you so much. All right. Let's take it up. Let's pick it up a notch.
You gotta say.
We'll do it in 2 and 2.
Okay.
What a great idea.
What a great idea.
So many.
Okay, let's let's turn it positive.
Okay.
So I have been thinking about how happy I am for the girlies of today.
Okay.
We have been, y'all know we've been talking about the Chapel Roan, the Charlie XCX. I know y'all are tired of hearing about it, but we are not tired of talking about it. And I'm going to tie this all together here in just a second. But that's just two of the girlies swirling right now. We have Lorde, we have Dua Lipa, we have Lana Del Rey, we have Sabrina Carpenter, we have Billie Eilish, we have all of these.
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Right? So all of these kind of pop girlies, I would call them, but it's not exactly pop music. So I was looking this up. It's called hyper melodic. Okay, so hypermelodic music.
I've heard melodic. I haven't heard this term, hypermelodic.
But doesn't that kind of make sense for how it
100%.
sounds?
Yes.
And so I was thinking about all these girlies and just the music they're putting out and the shows, and you see clips of the shows, and I just feel like young girls today, I love that they are growing up in a world where there's these women that they are watching who feel free to be themselves, whether that's their body size, the things that they sing about, who they're with. Like there's something about
that you don't have to portray being the perfect little virgin angel.
Yes.
Like
We grew up
our Britneys and Mandys, and that's why Christina looked so wild, you know, or even why Pink looked so wild.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like those girls weren't even that crazy.
Our pop music growing up, and even before that, was like if you were famous and you were in music and you had to look the part, you had to sound the part.
You had to be perfect.
Yeah, your lifestyle needed to look a certain way. And now,
I mean, how many of our pop stars were we asking, like, are you virgins? Are you wearing purity rings?
It's insane.
Are you sleeping with your boyfriend? Like, should have never even been asked. But it was like such a big deal. And now girls can talk about anything.
These girls can sing and do, and they feel so positive about themselves. And even when things they don't feel positive about, they sing about it.
Yeah.
They almost
take the power back.
Yes, they like work it out through the music. And
it's almost like self-deprecating through music so that other people can't beat them up over it.
Yes.
And of course, there's still going to be the outliers who are, but that's an insecurity.
But
with them.
overall, all these women I just listed like are just so beloved and have these huge followings. And I think that's why. Are they making amazing music and the vocals and all that's great, but it's the allowing other people to just be themselves and be free and just love yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I love that.
I'm really digging that for young women right now.
Same.
And with that, what I want to say is, I think that we grew up in a generation with fantastic music, right? We have bangers. We have the R&B hits. Y'all know all the songs, right? Like we know all these songs.
Loved 80s and 90s music, and still to this day would put it up against anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
But what I want to say to anybody listening is that I think as millennials, we've got to be open to new things coming out. I think we can get a little too stuck.
I agree.
On that 90s, 2000s music. And y'all, I am too. So I'm speaking to myself here. But when I open myself up to, well, who is this new artist?
Yeah.
And what is this album about? Oh, I really liked that. I should listen to the one they made before.
Yep.
Oh, I should dabble into Sabrina Carpenter. Oh my gosh, this album is fire. Like,
yes,
you
can see why why the next generation is loving them. And it's not just because they're popular, but it's because like, damn, they're putting out some good stuff.
That's it. And we are closing.
And I'm not too old to like it.
We are not too old for this, ladies, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We are closing ourselves off to all this great music because we've kind of written it off saying, well, ours was the best and like nothing's ever going to top the 90s. So I'm just going to play on repeat the songs that I loved. And what I'm telling y'all is do not miss out on amazing music that's being made right now today.
Not only that, but it is, if you have kids who are enjoying it, it gives you a way to connect with them. Y'all know I always say connection breeds cooperation.
Yes.
And so connection could be dancing to BTS,
yes,
K-pop, like my Lily liked to do, or it could be watching The Office, or it could be doing these other things. But the music, yes, I agree that sometimes we can get so rigid in our millennial ways and nothing was better than those days that we're not listening. We think, oh, that's just for the kids.
Yes,
that's just for the youth.
But you're making such a great point. Y'all, if you have kids, this is what they're listening to.
And connect with them about it.
So dig it. You don't even have to just listen to the radio, what's coming on. Dig into that album. Figure out what this is about. Figure out, like, for me to now know and be on the Reddit thread of like Lorde coming on and doing a remix with Charlie XCX on Girls So Confusing and listening to her new verse and realizing why they're saying what they're saying. I have deep dived on this so far that any like 20-something could come up and I could have an intelligent conversation with them and be like, didn't you love Lorde's verse? Like,
fire.
They worked out their beef literally on the remix.
And we love that.
And they were like, we are two sides of the same coin that the industry likes to spin. My God!
It's so good!
So I'm just saying, y'all, try to get out of your music bubble a little bit. I just think, and again, like I'm so guilty of this, where you just want to listen to what you like. And, but there's good stuff out there.
I have recently compiled a Spotify playlist what I just call it bangers.
Ooh,
And
bangers.
it's all female bangers. And so I started with the Celines and the Whitneys and the Mariahs and all of that kind of from our time.
Yeah.
But I have since been like, oh, I need to go add the Chappells and I need to add the Charlies and I need to add the Billies and I need to add all of that. I do think that there was a lull, maybe like late aughts,
Yep, there was a lull.
early 10s.
Yep. I think
And we were
Beyonce
kinda like-
filled in some of the lull.
You're right. And Taylor was filling in some of it, but I feel like a very small amount we're trying to carry the entire genre.
Correct.
And now it can be spread out a little bit more amongst all of them so that the pressure isn't on them to like keep your entire music industry going.
That's
it's
what
like,
it is.
we can all do it together.
I mean, it's the hyper melodic. Google it. I don't know. You will find something that you like. We can do this, millennials. We can, and you need to share once this episode comes out. You should share your playlist.
I will share that playlist with y'all, and y'all can listen to those bangers. Something that is not okay.
Tell me.
And I can't remember if I've touched on it here or just on my Instagram stories, but I just need to say this: Subaru Outback drivers.
I can't.
Subaru Outback drivers.
I'm ready.
You should never be in the left lane. No.
Don't do that.
No. It's something inherent in the people who buy those vehicles that you like to drive slowly.
Because they're just out for a cruise.
I think that you are. And I appreciate that.
They're
I love to go on a cruise and I love to go on a drive and I do think people
Yeah.
should do that more. But let's just do it in the right lane. That's all I'm saying.
Because they do love nature, and
Yes.
so they're just out in the streets,
Yes.
kind of like connecting with Earth.
And they're
slowly.
I think that they're just by nature more chilled people. Chill. They're chill.
They're chill. I agree.
They're calmer. They're chiller, and I love that for you.
Yes,
and
we
I
do.
deeply desire a piece of that.
Yeah.
But just do it in the right lane. That's it. I
Please,
just need you
yes.
to do it in the right lane.
Yeah.
And I do need to know, like, is it just something about the brand? Is the speedometer 10 miles slower? Is it just calibrated? Like, you know how you have to calibrate your oven sometimes? You have to calibrate these gauges. And I think that maybe all Subaru Outbacks are, I would not be shocked. All I'm saying is if the creator of Subaru Outbacks came out and said, we've been calibrating this down
A little bit.
and so everyone thinks they're going 50, but they're really going 40.
Maybe you're breaking the news.
It could be a whistleblower situation.
This is a scandal.
But I wouldn't be shocked is what I'm saying. Because I just am curious, and it seems like it tracks that every time there's someone going slow in the left lane, it is a Subaru Outback. And I want you just to scoot over to the right. Just scoot over. And I think that's just where you're supposed to be. Where the sign says slower traffic, keep right. I think that S is Subaru traffic.
Subaru traffic, keep right.
Just try to think about that. Subaru.
I'm going to write that
But
down.
it's specifically the Outbacks, okay? It's specifically the Outbacks.
It's specifically the Outbacks. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I did have one today I had already put this in my notes app. You can see the date and time. And then on my way to Bible study.
No way.
There was a Subaru Outback going extremely slow in the left lane. And I said, this just goes back to my point that all Subaru Outback drivers drive slowly. And you just need to be in the right lane. And the drive on 77 and 45 and 51 to try to get to Bible study is the exact reason why I need to be in Bible study.
Yes, because then you get, the Lord, you need the Spirit of the Lord in your heart.
I do.
Yeah.
I do, because I become
You need to turn
the
that-
worst version of
Yeah.
myself.
You need to turn that praise music back on.
Yeah.
Like that one time.
That one time I did. Maybe I'll put that in the bangers as well.
The one time his radio was on.
Yeah, that one accidental time my knee hit the radio changer. But that's it. And again, I feel like we're having to say that a lot this episode, but apparently it needs to be said. There are going to be outliers. I understand that there's going to be
Sure.
someone who drives a Subaru Outback who has a lead foot. And to you, I say, great. I love that for you and for me and everyone else. I don't want anything bad to happen, though. I want you to be safe with your lead foot.
Of course.
But I still would even then say, guys, we're just still supposed to ride right and pass on the left. So even those of us with lead feet, we should still be in the right lane until we're trying to pass and get in that left lane and boot scoot around.
That's right.
But the Subaru Outbacks who are chilling in the left lane going 10 under, again, could just be your gauge. Y'all got to get over.
You got to get over.
You got to get over.
Do Australians like to drive the Outback?
As soon as you said Australians. I knew it was going to be about the Outback. I knew it.
Do they drive those?
I don't know if Subaru Outbacks are made in Australia. I mean, you know how certain cars are only made in certain countries.
We will get to the bottom of that. But even here, if there's Australiarns here, are they buying a Subaru Outback?
Okay, that's a really good question. And I do have several Australiarns. And so I will ask them what kind of vehicles they drive. Or if you're a podcat, let us know.
I want to know the percentage.
Say it again in a weird way.
The Australiarns? I want to know the percentage of Australiarns that are driving Subaru Outbacks.
I can't with the way you're saying it. I can't. Adding so many R's. You know I can't say R's. I can't mock that.
You could never be, because Australians put a lot of R's in their words.
I know, it's a lot of extra R's. I couldn't do it.
Could never.
I couldn't do it. I did begin to wonder if my extra bones and my teeth are hurting my jaw, which is hurting my throat and doing all of that. So I am going to get my mouth guard soon.
Okay. Wow. It's been a year. Dana, check the tapes. Has it been a year?
I'm going
because she said she had to get her tooth fixed. So she did do that.
And actually, this tooth is starting to push out, I think, from it. And now, hey, you guys, I'm not super vain, but when it comes to certain things, I am actually vain about them.
You're going to keep it right?
Because I am so lucky that I didn't have braces. I never had to have braces. And
lucky.
I got lucky with this top rack of teeth.
Yeah, you did.
The bottoms, these have always been a little bit turned in. But I was able to count on all the rest of them. I'm like, you know what? If your canines are a little bit turned in, so what?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But now that it's making my bottom front poke out a little bit, that's it. Electric chair.
Okay, electric chair.
So now is the time I have to get it, because I can't be having too many more shifty shell shock.
No.
I can't have these teeth shifty shell shocking.
Absolutely not shifty shell shocking.
Thank you.
I am.
What's your second thing? Or does it have to do with Australia?
It could. Here's how I'll connect it.
Oh.
Speaking of Australians, there was a break dancer at the Olympics.
Yes.
And speaking of the Olympics.
Yes.
I want to know your thoughts on this, because we've never talked about it.
Oh, boy.
What do you think about, and I'm going to say men because it's usually the men, who propose to women in their big moments?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all know a woman crosses the finish line. She gets the gold medal. She's number one in the marathon, right? She's celebrating. And after a few minutes, her man comes up, drops to one knee, and proposes. And we saw some of this at the Olympics, but you also see it all the time, lots of places.
We saw it in the Paralympics, too. There were several of those stories in the Paralympics.
What do you think about, because I think this is a very divided subject, of men who step into a woman's big win, a big moment, and then they decide this is when they're going to propose. What do you think of that?
I actually think that they're trying to, make it even more about the girl, because if you've been dating for a while and all she has said is like, when am I getting my ring? When am I getting my ring? When are we going to get engaged? Like, what's taking so long? La, 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 la. And this girl's been like, when's it coming?
Yeah.
And now you've decided that, not only is it going to be the happiest, maybe sports moment of her life, but it's also going to be the happiest, maybe romantic moment of her life.
Sure.
Then I could see a girl being like, I got everything I wanted in one day.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when I watch these videos, the girls seem very pleased.
I had a very public proposal, so maybe I'm completely biased.
Yeah, but none of these women are giving you're taking away from my shine and my moment. But man,
why do people think that it's about the men in this case? I hear what I feel like I'm reading between and hearing between the lines is here's a dude who had to make it about when he was going to propose.
Correct.
But for me, a lot of the times I feel like the proposals for the girls.
Well, it is. It is for the girlies.
Right? So I think that you're really just kind of doubling down and doing another happy thing for your girl.
Yeah.
No?
I think the people's thought is she's put in the work. She has trained. She has worked hard. This is her moment, only about her.
Okay.
It's her moment to shine singularly. And then I think for some people, they're like, it's these dudes who want to roll up and take her shine and take her moment away. And instead it's like, I've been ring shopping. I asked your dad behind the scenes, and now I'm going to get on one knee and I'm on camera now. And That's how people feel about this. They do not like it.
Wow.
I would say 70% of people don't like it.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's high.
Well, I mean, I do remember people feeling like I took this, not only did I take this moment from Joshua, even though he proposed to me.
That's true.
But that we took this moment from all the other graduates.
That's right. People were saying that.
Oh, yeah. That was like maybe number 2 comment. And to that, of course, I did reply and I gave up after a while. Was just like, we didn't, it was 30 seconds. The entirety of this clip is exactly how long it took.
Yeah.
This was in live. We didn't speed this up, nothing.
And everybody cheered.
And it was and we were the last person to go, and it was cleared by everybody even the day before. So like everyone knew it was coming, and there wasn't one person. And people are like, well, of course, is someone really going to walk up to someone and tell them don't do that? I'm like, it was such a different time. Then no one cared.
No, nobody cared.
They just didn't care. I'm sorry. In 2003, no one cared.
Simpler times.
Simpler. Yeah. Everyone was happy for each other. No one was busy on their phones. No one wanted to be somewhere else. You were just like, we're all in this graduation together. We won't be able to see it if we're not here. So when things happened live, people loved being a part of it.
You're so right. Because there was actually nothing exciting like that going on, either virtually or in person.
But you couldn't, there was never going to be a replay of this.
Yeah.
And so if you wanted to experience cool, one-of-a-kind things, you had to be there. So I think that's what's so different now. And so all the keyboard warriors who are coming at you and saying that at me, I'm like, you're 13.
Right.
You're 16. So you don't understand what it was like to never be able to see the replay.
That's right.
You had to be there. That's why you went to sporting events. You had to be there.
Yeah.
Now the TV might cover something. The news might replay something. But this proposal in 2003 at Appalachian's graduation was never to be seen again. Even by my own self.
I know. No one would have ever seen that again.
No one would have ever seen it. So when you were there and when these things were happening, you were delighted.
Yeah. Well, I will say,
delighted.
If you look at these Olympic videos of the guys getting down, I mean, people go crazy. Anyone who's in the camera footage,
they're happy.
Everybody's cheering and they're going wild. It's such a disconnect between who's there in the moment.
Yep.
And then what you see on social media comments.
Correct. And
it's such a difference.
I think what it all boils down to is just these people are pissed that they weren't part of it. It's kind of what I compare to the flash mob.
Oh, yeah.
That I just want to be a part of one.
I know, we do.
But when I rewatch them, I'm like, this is so cool. But if you pour through those comments, people are like, everyone's interrupting the mall and the people are being blocked and some people just want to walk through. And it's like, you're so mad about something. What is it about? Are you really that mad? Because I guarantee you, if you were there in that mall food court, you would have been delighted by it.
You would have had your own phone out.
You would have had your phone out recording it, and you would have posted it later for other people to see, to comment negatively on. You're as much part of the problem. So just stop. Be happy. Don't yuck someone's yum. If they're loving this proposal, if that girl is looking delighted, let her be delighted. It doesn't matter what it would do to you. Don't center yourself in other people's stories that have nothing to do with you. Okay.
Ooh, we are hot today. We are hot to go.
Like rooms to go. Sing it again.
Wait.
No.
ROO.
No, but you did something else earlier.
Oh, what did I do?
Like, you can take me rooms to go. So y'all think about it this way, okay? We needed to come back to that. If you buy the furniture, so you pick out the set, the commercial is like this. I'm going to go ahead and write the whole thing for you, okay?
Yeah.
You go, you're shopping through, you finally pick out the right set, right? They're loading it into your car, and it's going to be da 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 da. You can have it rooms to go, or you can take it rooms to go, whichever. You can play around with that.
Yes.
That's what you're going for, rooms to go.
It's so good. I think they should pay
good.
Chapel for the rights. I think it would be worth it. I think it'd be worth it.
Absolutely.
It's bringing generations together. I don't know. Call Kathy Ireland. Get her on the phone. Let's mic her up.
Okay, my second thing that I want to say is I cannot wait.
What is this going to be? Oh God.
Okay, I have this problem.
Yeah,
Okay,
you do.
I have, yeah, and we can end it there. But I have this problem where I invent really cool things in my head that are about to happen. And I'm convinced that they're going to happen. And the thing is like, I don't even get let down when they don't happen. But if I think it, then maybe it'll happen. And I do this very often in my house, in my marriage, in my life, in my car, whatever. I'm just like, well, what if someone just came out of that bush and was like, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Like, I'm struggling to come up with an example.
You had said.
What did I say the other night?
Okay, you had said on the day we saw Giggly Squad.
Yes.
That you were in Disco Honey.
This is it.
She was in Disco Honey, and you posted, you sent them a message.
Thank you for coming up. This is the example I was going to use.
Yes.
So the example I was going to use is, yes, I wanted to go get a new outfit. So I went to Disco Honey, who y'all know have been sponsors of the podcast. Don't forget, if you shop online, you can use @s for 20% off or in store, which is amazing. A lot of places won't do it in store.
Yeah.
And so I'm there. And as I was trying things on, I was tagging Giggly Squad and Paige because I was like, I think that this is a very Paige outfit. Like preppy, sexy is what I was going for.
Yes.
And so I was tagging her. And in my brain, I knew that they had already landed in Charlotte.
Yep.
And I thought, you know what? What if they were like, you know what? We could delight, who's obviously, this girl's a fan. She's coming to our show. We're in South Park area anyway. What if we just popped in and surprised her?
You really thought that was going to happen?
I really did. I actually really did.
So the entire time you were at Disco Honey,
I thought,
do you feel like your heart rate was up, that the adrenaline was pumping?
Yes.
Do you feel like you were having a physical reaction to
I
it?
really did. I really was like, I just have this feeling that they're going to walk through. It's the same feeling that I had standing on the corner when I said, I have a feeling that Princess Kate is going to walk right here. Like and when I stood in front of Buckingham and I said, I feel like somebody could drive by right here, and then there goes King Charles. And I like, my feet guide me to places, and obviously that's Princess Diana, my guardian angel. We all know that.
That's right.
Like, I feel like things guide me to places at certain times so that really cool stuff can happen to me.
Okay, but how often, what's the percentage of you get the feeling?
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens.
Not high.
Okay, so we'd say, 10% of the time something cool happens?
Not even.
5%.
Yeah, sure. But why not? That 5%'s been amazing.
It has
You
been
know what I'm
amazing for
saying?
you. So you're not disappointed when
No.
Paige and Hannah don't show up to Disco
No,
Honey?
because I also realize how far-fetched that sounds. But see, I like to do that sort of stuff, so I think people might do it back to me.
You know what I find interesting about
Yeah.
this? You don't like surprises. You don't want a surprise.
But I've already
party.
come up with it in my head, so I'm not surprised. I'm like, they're going to walk through, and then I'm going to react and be like, oh my gosh, I'm going tonight. And they're going to be like, yeah, I know. We saw your story, and we're staying. We're staying at this like really nice hotel in South Park. And so we saw how close this was, and we just thought this would make such good content. And I'm like, and it does.
I mean, it kind of does make sense now that you explain it like that.
It's great content. Like, who doesn't? And especially after
maybe I'm
kind of
now-
the dud of the.
Yeah. Now I'm in your delusion.
I love being Delulu about this sort of stuff. Well, it doesn't hurt anybody. But I'll do things like this with Joshua too. I'm like, I bet he's doing this, and then he's going to grab flowers, and then he's going to come home, and he's going to be like, oh, it's such and such, and I just got.
He's going to be like, I got us tickets to the latest show at Blumenthal.
Yeah.
Get ready because we're leaving in 10 minutes.
Oh no, I know he's never going to do that. I'm at least realistic about it, and I know that some of this doesn't sound realistic, but to me it does. Like, if let's say, okay, so we're going to be a big deal, and we're going to be doing a show.
Okay.
And if we are now stalking people's story, I mean, they're reposting people getting ready for shows and stuff,
I
right?
would totally show up to where
We
someone
would.
is.
We would be like, okay, we see that these girls are at Stagione
Yes.
eating.
Yes.
Right before they're tagging it. They're literally there tagging it on the location and everything. If we're close enough by, why wouldn't we go and be like, surprise?
Oh my
But I've
gosh.
done that I'm not trying to like make myself a big deal, you guys, but sometimes there are very ride or die Miranda and Charlotte people.
Yes, there are.
And other people have reached out to me and been like, hey, my sister-in-law's like such a huge fan. Like, use that term loosely.
Yeah.
But such a huge fan. And she's coming in town, and I'm going to take her to this really beautiful brunch at Cafe Monty.
Yes.
And like, I just wanted to let you know. And I'm like, I will show up to
Yes.
that brunch, and I will come and eat with y'all, and I will meet your sister, and like, we'll kick it. And I do things like that. And I'm just me, little old me.
Yes.
But if it means something to somebody and I want to have a good brunch anyway, I got to eat.
I love
Why not?
this. And I think
But we would do that.
We would absolutely do it. And I think no celeb, especially if you're a reality TV celeb, should not be getting too big for their britches to not do this.
Thank you. And that's all I'm saying. Now, maybe they weren't staying in South Park. Maybe they didn't even have a vehicle.
No. And I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying.
I'm not blaming them. But
Yeah.
when you can do things like this, even as a regular
Yeah.
Joe Blow person,
Yes.
when you can delight people and surprise them and just give that unexpected,
Yes.
why not do it?
Yes, I
So
love that.
here's what I'm asking.
Let's do it. Ask.
Here's my next illusion. I hope podcasts have booked the cruise and are surprising us, like Andrea with Momfessionals. That's my delusional thought of the day.
This is them.
But I put it in. They don't, obviously. But I'm just like, in my mind, I'm thinking.
You're thinking a bunch of people are going to be on the cruise that we didn't expect. And this has been just one big like hoax to trick us into thinking that there's less people than are actually going to be there.
I just think that maybe there's a world in which some of them wrote Josie anyway on their own and were like, hey, I think it would be a really fun surprise for Miranda and Kristen if I came. So don't tell them, but like just book all the things behind their backs.
I am unwell.
And Andrew with Momfessionals, I'm calling you out because it would really delight me if you were there. But there's so many of them. There's so many people I could call out by name. Claire,
Dana.
Kim. Yeah, well, Dan.
I know Dana can't come.
Are you really going on the PJ?
Yeah.
Are you really on the HTPJ going to some like food conference? Or are you just
taking a flight down to Orlando?
correct?
Maybe
correct.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm just saying if some of y'all are doing that, it's okay. You don't have to tell me that there's a surprise coming, but just know that in my brain, I have built it up that some of y'all are. I won't be disappointed because I understand it's a big ask, but I'm just letting you know. I did put it in my notes app.
Oh, the delusion. I don't know if I can go on this ride with you. I don't know. And honestly, this is feeling very role reversal. I feel that I would be the more Delulu one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just give up thoughts and prayers for you. And you should,
THOTS.
yeah, thoughts, THOTS, and let your awaken table know. And
Maybe April did ask for a specific prayer request, and I didn't fill one out. But next week I didn't fill one out. But next week I will. Oh, y'all, in Secret Wives of Mormon Lives, there are so many Dylan.
there are.
Oh, just wait.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, just wait. People have already written me about it. I'm like, no, I'm picking up on it, y'all. I got it.
Okay, by the time we record next, I will have watched at least some of this. Just know that.
Yeah, you got it. You got to plow through it.
Maybe you, Matt,
When
me.
did I find?
When did you find time to watch
It was
this?
really late. Well, I had to do this whole presentation slide deck for an Empower Women's Conference I'm speaking at coming up about delusion. Just kidding. And so I was up like just really, really, really late one night.
And so you just watched it back
had
to
it
back.
on.
Yeah.
I just kind of had it on and it rolled into the next. So anyway.
That's why trash TV is great.
It
okay?
is.
So don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Just let it be what it is and use it. Don't let it use you. That's what I'm trying to say.
If you're a wonderful, devout Mormon, people see that in who you are. It's not like they're going to watch Secret Lives and be like,
no,
that's what she's doing because she says she's Mormon.
No.
It's like you are who you are and people know it because of what you present to the world.
Right.
These girls are presenting something very different.
That's right. Just because Josh Duggar's in these streets being a pedo doesn't mean the rest of us are. Okay.
But at least he wasn't Mormon.
Yeah, he's not. But I'm just saying, as like a Christian, as a
right.
as a quote Christian, I'm not taking that personally.
Yeah.
I'm salivating over this story just as much as the rest of them.
Exactly.
All right, you guys. Well, listen, we got to cut it. We got to run. Last thing I'm going to say, Tennessee sucks. Bye.